Hi, I'm Adrian Pratt, and this is Calcutta Udder. Today, we're going to be talking about the International Calcutta Book Fair, the largest of its kind in the world. In its latest edition, the 49th, it attracted more than 3.2 million visitors. We'll be talking today to Esha Chatterjee. She's the founder of Bee Books and the managing director of her family's publishing house, Patra Bharati. She's also an executive member of the Booksellers and Publishers Guild. As such, she's one of the organisers of the Calcutta Book Fair. She's going to tell us just what makes this festival so very special and why perhaps it could only flourish as it does in a place so besotted with books as Calcutta. I hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I did. Hi, Esha, how are you?
Hi, Adrian, how are you? I'm
Uh,
good.
Doing very, very well. I'm so excited that you've agreed to chat with us today about the International Kolkata Book Fair. And just to begin, if you can perhaps describe to somebody who's never been to that extraordinary fair what the atmosphere is like.
Kolkata International Book Fair is possibly the largest, if not one of the largest book fairs in terms of footfall. We had 3.2 million people over a stretch of 14 days this edition in 2026, and this was the 49th year of the International Kolkata Book Fair. It keeps getting bigger and better. Um, we have, apart from COVID and a few other dates, we've never missed a fair. And the next year is the 50th International Kolkata Book Fair. I don't know how many book fairs exist with this kind of a legacy. I feel the oldest would be Frankfurt, but I'm unsure what the London Book Fair would be with which year. So Calcutta Book Fair is not really a book fair, it's more like a festival. Calcutta, the people of Calcutta, the people of West Bengal, they celebrate the book fair. And I also believe that over the years, with so many international participants, so many people coming to the book fair, it's now, of course, it's an international fair, but it's also now become a place where a lot of our international and national guests keep visiting Kolkata during the book fair to kind of soak it all in, that energy. So it's a very high energy, thriving fair where one could possibly see long queues in front of big bookstores. People could queue up for 2 hours to just enter a bookstore, get a signature from their favorite writers. And I'm talking about Bengali writers majorly. Uh, they have huge fan followings, and if one would come and see the Kolkata Book Fair, they would the idea of people not reading would definitely change.
Well, that's such an interesting point because I know, Frankfurt Book Fair may be more famous, London Book Fair may be more famous, but they're sort of industry driven, and the Calcutta Book Fair is about people. It's about bibliophiles.
Yes.
Why has it become such a deeply rooted community event?
Our book fair is a non-trade book fair. Frankfurt and, like you mentioned, Frankfurt and London is more about just publisher to agent, writers trying to sell and buy rights, look at new titles, what is happening across the world, try to predict trends. But the Kolkata Book Fair in the international terms is more like a pop-up where people would come in, and it's more B2C. We have never wanted to go anywhere that's a permanent place, because the idea of a mela, so in Bengali we call it boi mela. The concept of a mela is very different from how the British would or the Western world would understand a fair. It's um, it's organized, but it's not organized in certain standards. People will build their stalls, their spaces, bookshops the way they want to. They can decorate it with the way they want to. I believe the reason why book fair has become such a fanfare, there are multiple reasons. One, I believe that genetic, I mean, people have a tendency towards reading. The Bengalis are known to be the intellectual class. Calcutta is known to be the cultural capital of India. So there is a natural tendency towards books and culture. On top of that, it's one of those fairs where people actually get a huge variety of books. They get an exposure to all kinds of publishers, and we have a pricing policy. We do not give discounts of more than 10% on books. It could go up to max 15%, but not more than that. So therefore, everybody plays fair. And the other thing is that whichever government has been in power in West Bengal, each government in their own ways have supported the fair. It's a fair that's subsidized by the government of West Bengal. The fairgrounds is free. There's water provided, there's fire protection, security, because there's so much of crowd coming in. So it's more like a symbiotic relation, because we are in some ways upholding the culture of Calcutta and West Bengal, and the government in itself is also kind of supporting us because we are doing this job. So what happens is that people who come into the fair get all kinds of facility. I mean, unlike any other fair, there is free distribution of water. It's a free fair. You don't have to ticket. You don't have to buy tickets to come in. At some point there was, but that was removed. And most of the things, most of the exhibition, most of whatever is around is free for people to just walk in and soak it all in. It's how Durga Puja is also done. So I believe that that's the reason why it's so popular. And and I, I I don't know. It's kind of, how do you call it? Why would somebody celebrate Christmas? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just it resonated with people of all generations. We were always very skeptical that the younger lot might not be as enthusiastic as the older lot, and because the older lot is always very critical of the young people not reading enough. But if one would visit our book fair, they would not believe that.
No, and
We can
that's absolutely true. I mean, you talk about the long queues outside some of the publishing stalls. The first time I was there was one that, I mean, you're probably right. The people in line had to wait at least an hour, if not 2 hours. And I thought there must be some sort of rock star in the stall, but it was some new release. I think it was an under publishing, but the vast majority of the people in line were teenagers or university students, and that just stunned me. I would imagine a book fair to be sort of a Tweedy affair with professor types, but no, I mean, there's a lot of young people out there who come to celebrate books, to buy books, to talk about books.
It's more like a community affair. People would come in with their friends, with their family. They know the dates of the fair. They'll plan that we'll go on these 2 dates. We'll meet these people. They'll sit. They'll chat. They'll eat. They'll buy. They'll sit with who has bought what books. There's a lot of school students coming in with their parents. Young kids discussing who has bought which books, how they will, share the books throughout the year. And I think that India or Calcutta also in general doesn't have as many bookstores as required, and even less bookstores which actually stock good Bengali books. So that's also one of the reasons why, especially also a lot of people come in from the districts, which is not very far from Calcutta, which are 2 hours, 3 hours away. They would come in because they would get to they would get that to touch and feel the books. They could see, they could go through the pages, they could kind of read the blurb, decide. So there's that book interaction that the book fair provides, which otherwise I believe is limited.
Well,
So yeah.
you take me to my next question. You mentioned a footfall of over 3.2 million this year, but there's also something like, I mean, 1,000 plus stalls that pop
Yes.
up. And many of them, the majority of them, are in fact Bengali publishers. So what does the fair mean in terms of the Bengali publishing industry as opposed to English publishing?
See, the guild, the Publishers Booksellers Guild, where I am one of the executive members, I am not, I'm one of the younger members. We have a lot of senior members, including my father. Uh, I, I believe that we are also carrying forward that vision that we reside and we do business in College Street, which is the book hub in Calcutta. And to keep it alive and thriving, we have to make efforts to make sure that the publishers, old and new, they enjoy the benefits of the government support. They enjoy the benefits of a sponsored book fair. The sponsors who come in, the money that they provide, where would it go? It would go to making sure that the book fair is well promoted, the book fair is well marketed, so that people turn up and they buy books from these stalls. So our idea is to make sure that most of the Bengali publishers who participate, and I can say with a guarantee that 80% are small publishers. Their entire years, possibly the majority of their revenue comes in for the book from the book fair.
Wow.
And not only that, they get, even the new writers get the exposure of selling of new books. There are, of course, they get the exposure of people getting to know that these publishers also exist and they are doing incredible work. In terms of English publishing also is very important, but it's not in the way that Bangla is important. Publishing is important because this is an international fair. We need to have English publishers, and we need to have all kinds of books. We also have a lot of Hindi publishers, so we need to have books from majorly spoken languages at the book fair. But English forms 20% of the total book fair, whereas Bangla forms 80%. Our focus is always the Bengali stalls because we know that the English publishers, although they do massive business, it is again just another fair for them. So the kind of loyalty and dedication that we have from the Bangla publishers is very different.
So obviously, you've answered my next question. It's not for many of the small publishers. This is not a symbolic event, a chance to show their face. This is a financially important event. So do some of these publishing houses keep back some of their titles so they can release them with great fanfare at the book fair?
Yes, absolutely. So, pre Amazon time, although Amazon hasn't really affected much of the book fair, I'll come to that why. But pre Amazon times, or possibly I could say a little pre COVID, let's say pre COVID times, still pre COVID, we had this tendency of releasing majority of the titles during the book fair. Majority, because everybody would come in and say boi melay ki notun boi beriyeche, which basically means what is the new book that has come out during the book fair. So that is a marketing strategy which goes on social media and other marketing platforms, where new books at the book fair, and people actually make a list of new books at the book fair. They have these lists with them. It could be on their phones, it could be handwritten, because and that's majorly with of course Bengali publishers. English publishers also look at this time of the year, the end of the year, November, December, Jan, as an ideal time to kind of release their bestsellers, because a lot of other big book fairs are also happening around across India. So book fair is an important place to release majority of their titles. I think with the advent of Amazon, the book sales have become more homogenized. Not that it doesn't peak during the book fair. Of course, it peaks during the second half of the year, but it's become more homogenized and more continuous. People have more access to buying, especially outside Calcutta, buying books all throughout the year. But that tendency hasn't gone. I mean, the fact that the biggest of the bestsellers would come out close to the fair.
That's wonderful. One of the other things that the fair is known for is it has every year a theme country. I think when I was there, it was Bangladesh and Spain, and this year it was Argentina. What's the purpose of that, and what does that say about Calcutta's literary connection to the world at large?
See, the focal theme country concept is primarily because it has that international fair tag. So we need international participants. And the focal theme country concept, I think, has been borrowed from the Frankfurt Book Fair. Um, all the book fairs across the world have borrowed that concept of a focal theme country. because it kind of helps the readers to focus on the literary landscape of that particular country. The country also invests a lot in terms of financials and manpower, and a lot of mind into building their space that's given to them in ways that promote their country, promote their literary landscape. They bring in writers and publishers to see that if there is a business exchange that can be done. So that's the concept of a focal theme country. It also gives a first hand exposure to the people visiting the book fair of that particular country as well. And most of these countries over the years, because it's been quite a while the book fair has been around, most of these countries also now have books in not only English but also in Bangla. They do a lot of translations throughout the year, so they at least they'll have 3 to 4 5 books titles that have come out during the book fair, which is in Bengali.
That's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
you know, beyond books, there's food, there's music, there's debates there. There's always Ada around. When we hosted a booth there, we staged a couple of plays during the fair. So, I mean, the Mela, the Boy Mela, it's evolved from just being about books into being really a sort of a cultural event for people in Kolkata and the surrounding areas every February. How did that come about? Like, I'm sure the people who planned it in 1976 couldn't have imagined that they'd have 3.2 million people coming and celebrating day after day.
Yeah. I don't think that happens without the support of the public. Whatever people want to retain, whatever people want to celebrate, that's going to stay, and something that doesn't resonate would die an eventual death. That's the truth. So, but what we believe is that books is not something that's exclusive. Books is not something that's for the elite. Books is not something that's only for uh, you know the literary um, class that you call. So there is no the book fair is not, there's no pretense at the book fair. That's something that I like about the fair. It's a very, like I said, it's a very democratic fair. It will in welcome anybody with an open arm. It could be some high ranking official who resides in America. It could also be somebody who's coming in by train from a district far off just to visit. It doesn't treat anyone with more importance. Everybody is the same inside the fair. And until and unless it creates any kind of problems for the crowd that's come to buy books, everything is encouraged.
Mm.
Young people sitting on the ground, chatting, playing music, debates, plays. There are 3 spaces that can be, you can book. There's one massive auditorium with a capacity of nearly 1,000 people. And surprisingly, most of these programs go full house whenever there's a good program happening. And then there are 2 other auditorium which are smaller in size, and I mean when you open for slots, in I think possibly in the first 10 days all the slots are booked. Majorly all the slots are booked. All the important slots are booked because people know that there will be a crowd, there will be an engagement. So this is not our doing. What is our doing is that we treat, there is no treatment given, there's no special treatment given to anybody. It is for the crowd, it is for the book lovers. That's something that my I've learned from my father, that there is no VIP inside the fair. Of course, if there's a minister coming in, or if there is possibly a very renowned actor coming in, we would give them some security because they are public figures. They could be mobbed, but there are a lot of actors, very well-known actors, who roam around freely. And these book lovers, the people who come in to buy books, possibly would not even turn and look at them, which is, I mean, something that's wonderful because Calcutta, or in general India, has this massive fan following for celebrities, but in at the book fair that doesn't happen. And nobody was going to come and say that he's going to go first because he's a well-known figure. So I think that's the reason why people enjoy coming to the fair, because It is everybody's and it is nobody's.
That's beautiful, and that's so true. You mentioned the fact that it not just being for intellectuals. I'll put a picture up, but I think the last time I was there, I bought a Tintin book, and they had all sorts of books that you don't have to be a lover of deep intellectual literature to find a place or a home at the fair, and it really is a truly unique event. Can you perhaps share with us what a surprising or memorable moment at one of the book fairs has been for you?
Oh, so many. Um, I think I'd go with the book fair, the first book fair where I put up a space. So basically, of course, my family is into the publishing business for many, many years. We have a magazine which is 58 years old, so we have a long history with publishing in Bengal. But I run a small publishing, independent publishing press called B Books. It publishes in English. We focus on translations. And the first year, which is 2015, I told my dad that I want to, put up a space, a small space of 100 square feet area, and start selling the books. I don't want to be part of the
Right.
Patra Bharati, which is our publishing press. And he agreed. I mean, dad has always been somebody who's in favor of doing everything independently. And I believe that that book fair was possibly my most memorable in a way that for before that I was of course an insider, but I was also an outsider. I was looking at it from the view of a book buyer. I would go to the book fair from I was 3 years old when I first visited the first book fair. So I would go to every book fair. I would go to the stalls because I knew so many people. They would give me hand me books for free. um, I would go eat, I would meet people, enjoy. But that year was the first year that I actually got to be on the other side of the table and kind of interact with the book buyers and kind of feel, their energy. And that energy, I mean, I cannot describe. I cannot describe. Last year we actually recorded we recorded our highest sale last year. Now our space thrives. There's a lot of footfall a lot of people who come in, and now there's been a lot of people in the last 10 years who come in and said that we buy books from B Books every year, and now we have a lot of patrons. But that 10, 11, 12 hours for 14 days at a stretch, it doesn't, get to the body or get to the muscles because of the amount of excitement and love that we see and feel. It's I can't describe in
Well,
words. I can't.
you just did. You just described it wonderfully. Um,
Yeah, anybody who knows me, possibly anybody, I mean, even minutely, they would have heard me talking about the book fair. I don't think, I mean, it goes, I have never, I mean, I would always, I mean, I can't tell, I can't tell you how important those 12 or 13 days are, not for business purpose, but just to that oxygen that one needs,
right.
that encouragement that one needs, that nobody, the books are going nowhere. It's here to stay. It's thriving. And yeah.
So you mentioned Amazon earlier, and the changes in people's reading habits and book buying habits that's brought along, and it's had a negative effect in many parts of the world. So what does it say about Calcutta itself and the book fair, that it's not only surviving but it's really really thriving in the age of Amazon?
uh, See, the thing is that there's a good and bad to it. I'll say the good first, and then I'll come to how Amazon affects books. The good thing is that Amazon again gives platform to everybody, even people without a distributor, anybody who's a self-published writer, who has some promise, who knows how to market themselves. They can put their books up on Amazon and at least get a fair chance to reach the readers, if there are any, and give that, give. So that is the benefit of Amazon. Because of Amazon, I believe a lot of small Bengali publishers are thriving because they get that platform to reach the buyers directly. They don't need to plead, or they don't need to give high discounts to bigger distributors to reach to the end reader. But when Amazon came in for the first time, I think the guild played a major role in saying that we will not give any extra discount. So the problem with Amazon is that everything is monopolistic with them. They would want to take charge, they only want to get bigger and bigger. They have targets and they want more and more discounts over the years. But for the Bangla publishing trade, if one could go and see, no publisher gives Amazon um, a discount over a certain percentage,
Wonderful.
and uh, that has impacted the book fairs in positive ways. People know that they are not going to get discounts on Amazon for the Bangla books. If they do, I mean, they could possibly get discounts on publisher websites on special occasions of New Year and others, but end of season sale. But on Amazon, they will not. So in a lot of ways, we also support local book sellers, e-commerce
Mhm.
platforms who sell Bangla books, because we give them more discounts than we give Amazon.
That's great. That's really great and very
Yeah.
important. You mentioned earlier the the nature of the location of the book fair. I know it's been in a number of places over the years, including in the Maidan.
Yeah.
These days it's at the Boy Mela Pragan in
Huh.
Salt Lake. And again, I mean, a veritable city is created every time the book fair comes along. Is it going to be there from now on in Salt Lake, or is that not been determined?
So, I mean, now that the government has changed, I don't know if there's any change that's going to happen. I believe not. Uh, the the government that was in power, we requested them for a permanent space
Okay.
for the book fair. So it was in Maidan. That's the most iconic, and nobody can beat that location. But
Right.
environmentally, it was very harmful. We understand that it's like a heartbeat of that city. The location of Maidan was so strategic, and it was so huge that we had the liberty of having a lot more open space, whereas we don't have that now. But now at this point of time where we are, Korunamui, Guimala Prangon, that the ex-CM now had given us a promise that that's the permanent space where book fair will be held from now on.
So
And
to be determined. We're about to be cut off. We've run out of time. But is there anything else that you'd like to add for somebody who's never been to the book fair? Anything that we haven't touched on that you think that we should?
I think book fair is something that's felt more than it's heard. So whenever I am, if I'm speaking of the book fair, I request everyone, whoever's going to listen to this, that if you're in India in the end of January to the first week of February, then they should make it a point to land up in Calcutta and have a feel of the book fair if they love books and they love reading. Because it's going to be an experience like no other, I can
Well,
promise.
that's a great note to end on. Again, thank you, Asha, so much for your time and for your knowledge and a really, really great discussion. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Adrian, for inviting me. And I also hope that I'm going to meet you at the book fair.
Yep, we're planning to be there for the next
Yeah. And if you see you
one.
there,
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
bye.